Okay, welcome to another in our range of GCSE revision videos. Quite a short one today. We're just looking at a couple of coastal protection case studies. So when you get to the end of your rivers and coasts question in your exam, don't forget it's a mixture of both rivers and coast questions. Your case study might actually be a rivers flooding question, in which case you need to go and look at the Boscastle and Bangladesh case study videos. However, if it is a question asking you about coastal protection, then you've got two choices if it's an overall coastal protection question, or if it asks you about hard engineering, then you've got this, okay? So your hard engineering coastal protection location is in West Bay, Dorset. It was needed because the pier and sea defences at West Bay had suffered considerable storm damage over many years, and the town had been affected by a series of coastal floods. So the aims were to provide flood protection for homes, businesses and a caravan site. Don't forget you've got this sheet in your case study book. Improve the existing harbour for commercial and pleasure boats, so therefore generate extra income. Develop the beach to the west of the harbour to generate tourists, and prepare for high sea levels, and the total cost of that was 17 million. What you usually get asked is, like that, what were the aims of the scheme? And how sustainable has it been, or what methods were used and how sustainable have they been. So in West Bay and Dorset, a lot of hard engineering, rock armour was used, a rock groin was constructed, a little bit of soft engineering in beach replenishment used on the West Beach, because obviously they wanted to develop the beach to the west of the harbour. That provides protection because you increase the steepness and the waves use up more energy. And then further rock armour used to protect the newly rebuilt west and east piers and timber walkway. So that information's on your case study sheet. That's the sort of key specific place detail that you need to know, because obviously when you put in West Beach and you put in east pier and timber walkway, that separates it from just being any hard engineering scheme. In terms of how successful or how sustainable, it did cost 17 million. And the nature means that most of the hard engineering will need to be replaced over time at extra cost. So economically, financially, not very sustainable. Okay, yes, it will last a long time, but those repairs will be expensive. The beach replenishment is sustainable, because you can argue that material that builds up along that rock groin can then be used as part of beach replenishment. So you've got a bit of a recycling of the material that's trapped by the groin is then used to replenish the beach. So that's sustainable. However, because it's overall mainly hard engineering, then in terms of effectiveness, sustainable, longevity, overall cost, not sustainable. So quite would be a good word to use. Quite sustainable because of the beach management bit, because of the longevity and effectiveness, but the economic side of it and perhaps the environmental impact mean it's not. So that's your hard engineering. Your soft engineering scheme is a place called Pevensey Bay, and that's in East Sussex. And again, the aims of the scheme are given on the sheet. So the aims behind Pevensey Bay were to prevent increasing removal of beach material by longshore drift, prevent coastal flooding of 50 square kilometres of land, protect the environmental quality of the area. It's a site of special scientific interest. A triple SI, good place detail to get in. There's 10,000 properties there that need protecting, and then there's also tourist industry as well, like the caravan parks, and they need to protect the main coast road and rail links to other coastal towns. So the features here, very much soft engineering, three areas: beach replenishment, beach reprofiling and beach recycling, okay? Not too difficult to remember those sorts of things. Look at the case study sheet. Remember that replenishment is dredging material off the seabed. Remember that beach reprofiling is then altering the shape of the beach using bulldozers and other heavy machinery. Beach recycling is moving material that's been moved by longshore drift down one end of the beach. I think it's transported to the east of the beach. They use diggers and whatnot to then transport that material back up to the west part of the beach, okay? Do, as part of your revision, just do a bit of extra Googling to find some extra facts, like how much it costs them to do this per year, maybe how many thousands of tonnes are dredged off the seabed. Those little things, if you sprinkle your answer with those little facts and figures, makes it much better. Okay, is it sustainable? Yes, because it involves working with the natural environment, doesn't involve massive building costs. Okay, allows the existing beach to stay, and therefore tourism continues. Tourists continue to be attracted, so that's sustainable for the local economy. The use of heavy machinery, however, and the dredging of the seabed could cause some environmental damage, so that's an issue, but the damage is minimal, and that triple SI, that site of special scientific interest, is protected as well. Okay, so your question, your case study question, will normally be for a coastal environment you have studied. Describe how that coastal environment has been protected and how sustainable it is. Or, for a coastal environment you have studied, describe the aims of the protection methods, the aims of the scheme, and how sustainable they are. Or, it will be more specific and it will ask you to talk about, for a hard engineering coast protection scheme you have studied, do this, or for a soft engineering. Okay, so make sure you know the aims, the features, and if it's sustainable for Pevensey Bay and West Bay in Dorset.